Hey, how's it going? I'm Shane, and I'm going to do a little review on the VX fisheye sails adapter ring they made for the Mark 1 to go on the HPX. They also make like a spacer ring that attaches to it as well to like kind of give a little more space when you're screwing it onto the Mark 1, but we're going to test it without the spacer ring and just the ring itself. And we're going to compare the adapter ring that I had made for my HPX with the Mark 1. We'll see how it all compares together and test them out. All right, first thing I did was I put the HPX on the ground and kept it in the same position the whole time. And I shot everything 720 60p, so it's all uncropped here. And this is with the VX fisheye sails. This is with the spacer ring on it. And this is with the VX fisheye sails with no spacer ring on it. You can kind of see it's a little wider there. And this is with my custom adapter on the Mark 1 on the HPX. And here's some test footage of the VX fisheye sails. This one's with a spacer ring. And this is with no spacer ring on it.
All right, I'm ready.
And this one again is with the spacer ring on it. And this one's with my custom adapter on the Mark 1. And with the spacer ring for this one. And once again with my custom adapter on this. And shout out to Mitch for being my test dummy for these clips. Alright, for these I cropped them 4x3 to match the same bubbliness as the MK1 on the VX. And kind of try to match the VIG as the same as the Mark 1 when it's on the VX as well.
All right, I'm ready.
One thing I did notice with the adapter ring, that without using the spacer that you can get with it, you only want to thread it probably maybe like halfway onto the Mark 1, and then that will be like the right distance to screw in to your HPX, so it like sits right really close to the glass. So I noticed don't twist it all the way onto your Mark 1. You're only going to want to go maybe about halfway, so it's about probably like kind of level with the inside glass of the Mark 1, like kind of flush right here. Realize that maybe screwing this onto the HPX and then screwing the Mark 1 onto the adapter might work as well. But something else I might add is like when you are screwing this on, make sure to be careful that you're not actually scratching the lens of the HPX with the inside glass of your Mark 1. So be careful when you tighten it all the way in, just you can kind of feel it if it starts touching the lens, so keep that in mind. Also, another thing I recommend too, I've noticed that the focusing with the Mark 1 on the HPX can be a bit tricky at nighttime. So make sure you got a good camera light that's pretty powerful for lighting, and you're gonna want to keep that exposure somewhat low. Don't boost it too high, because the focusing kind of get hectic. You'll see once you start playing around with it, you can experiment and you'll see what I mean. Also, when I film with this, I film everything zoomed out. So 720 60p, I just film it all the way zoomed out. You can zoom in and crop it within the camera, but I found it easier just to recrop things in post-production on the timeline if you want to get that good 4x3 kind of VX fisheye style. If you're over the extreme fisheye and the rails, I definitely recommend going the Mark 1 4x3 HD on the HPX, and especially with the pricing of the extreme fisheyes and how literally you could buy another car with your extreme, and just the rarity of them too. So this definitely seems like a plausible future for skate stuff and for the HPX and everything. I also recommend getting a Tadashi filter for your Mark 1, especially with how rare these guys are becoming too and the price for them. So definitely want to protect these. But also with the Tadashi filter, I've kind of recognized, or I've realized that I use like this solution called Brilliance. It's like a kind of an anti-static solution that helps with keeping dust off of them. So I definitely recommend getting some Brilliance solution if you're gonna go with the Tadashi filter. But filming without a Tadashi filter is just way too risky these days, especially with the rarity of the Mark I and even the extreme fisheye as well. But if you do want to get more DIY with it and try to glue it the way my friend Ethan and I, we got glued ours on this one, you can check out the link in my description. You can watch that tutorial video, how I made this one. Or just go to VX Fisheye Sales and buy this guy. A lot easier, and it works just the same. Definitely recommend it. So in conclusion, after like testing out the adapter ring from VX Fisheye Sales and the one I made, I mean, everything really ends up being the same, because once you crop it all to 4x3, you can just align it up so it looks like a VX Mark I. But I definitely recommend, if you get the one from VX Fisheye Sales, go with the spacer ring.